is a game by Wolfgang Warsch, who you might know. He has made some very, very, very popular games. Probably Quacks of Quedlinburg is his most well-known game. In this game, is a microwave more important to humanity than nappies? How differently does a rocking horse move compared to a windscreen wiper? This game is a difficult party game to explain, but I'm about to try. This is a cooperative game and players are trying to get the highest score. I'm showing this played on the easiest level where there are 6 cups out, 3 cups are placed here on the board. You're going to put out some tiles here with different words on them. Each of the tiles have different color backs, and depending on how hard it is, you'll take some of each of the colors and put them out. There's a bag with numbers. There's 6 tiles here, so the bag has 1 through 6 in it. So each person is going to randomly draw a number secret from the bag. They won't show anybody else, and then they're going to write that number on a little board they have here that will close. So, for example, I'll close that like that, and I'll write my number on it. Then, after everyone has done that, we're going to draw the tiles from the bag and randomly assign them to each one out here. Although I found for ease of the gameplay, since it's just random, I just tend to put the numbers in order. Now, each person is going to draw from a pile of cards, and they're going to get a word token. There's going to be 1 card here, which once per game, someone can take that card instead of the word that they've been drawn instead. They're then going to write another word here on their object board. So, for example, and then after everyone's done doing that, we'll play 1 player at a time. So for me, for example, let's say I have the word garden gnome, and I wrote the word slinky. Then everyone at the table, I'm going to have them close their eyes. And so, just to mimic this, I'm going to take these off the camera so you can't see them. Let's bring this down so you can't. And while everyone's eyes are closed, I'm going to take each of these cups, put the number under the cup. But one of them is the false one, the wrong one, the trap. And for that, I'm going to take the token and I'm going to flip that token over and put it on the trap side. So once I've done that, I bring each of them down like this. And what everyone else as a group is they're going to eliminate the cups one by one. And what you're trying to do is, I'm saying that Garden Gnome and Slinky are very close in one of these categories, but not close in the other categories. So, for example, you would look at this and you would say, okay, well, Garden Gnome and a Slinky. Slinkies are really cheap. Garden Gnomes aren't that particularly cheap. I think we can eliminate that. Everyone agree? We agree, we take the cup off. Good, it's not a trap. We place the cup here. We're placing the cup here because at the end of a round, we're going to get a certain number of points. Hopefully 3, because 3 is the best. We'll say, well, Slinky and the Garden Gnome are very different materials. Okay, great. They're used for very different things. Okay, now we're getting tricky. Frequency worldwide. Are there more Garden Gnomes in the world? More Slinkies? Is there about the same? And then there'll be some debate about that, the length. And someone's like, well, Slinky can go really long. I don't think it's length. So, oh, good. So now we're getting points here. This is great. Frequency worldwide and importance for humanity. Well, we'll try frequency. Hooray! Yes, they are both not important for humanity at all, which is why I wrote them down. At any point, if you reveal the trap early, you're done, and you'll just score points here. And you're trying to get into this red zone to win the game. And then how high up you go is gold medal, silver medal, or bronze medal. Now, you can play with other words: complexity of construction, weight, volume, height of the lying object, the wrong one, duration of use, appearance, explanation, effort, the frequency of use, movement. And you can have up to 9 of these up here. And that's just how you play. You're going to go through, and everyone's going to pick one, and you're going to see how far that you've gotten. You're going to go around the table a certain amount of time, depending on how many players. If you're playing a 5-player game, you just go around the table once. If you're playing 4 players, you'll go around the table twice. And that's how you play. If I'm teaching this game, I am going to give an example and just do one sample round with everybody, because I found that people really kind of struggle with how it works at the first time. I'm like, okay, The one that is the same is the one you're not trying to guess. You're trying to find the ones that it's different at. When you pick a clue word, you're trying to pick one that's the same in these two things, but different in the others. That sounds simple, but you would be surprised at how often I have to get over that hurdle. But once you get over that hurdle, this is one of the most unique, entertaining party games that I played in a while. I'm giving this an 8 out of 10. I just found it to be very enjoyable. It's very thought-provoking, brings up good conversations. We had a long debate in our house about the length of two objects because we said these lengths, because the person said the length was similar, and we were like, they are not similar. And measuring tape was brought out to prove that these two objects weren't similar. And that makes my day when stuff like that happens. I love party games that bring the whole room to life, and this one does that. It's a cooperative party game, and a lot of party games are cooperative these days, but I think that's fine because the party game is usually more about the experience than it is about seeing what happens. And I found it to be very interesting and enjoyable. The front of the cover here gives a very Electric Company sort of vibes. The quality, the little cups, the tiles are really well done. The art in the game, the word selection. This one's just very nicely done. It's not going to work in every situation. So that's one thing you have to keep in mind. This is definitely going to be a game that some people are just not going to get very well. But when you do get it, and I was able to get it and teach it to my kids, this is one I think that just feels different. There's so many party games out there that have, oh yeah, I've seen this before, I've seen this before. For once, I felt like I have not seen this before, and that makes me happy. This one might go up for me in rating as time goes by, but for now, I really enjoy it. The same game.